The sun peeked through the window, painting the walls with soft golden light and gently nudging me awake from my dreams. Its warm glow wrapped around me, making everything feel safe and new, as if the day itself was giving me a gentle hug. Whiskers, my fluffy cat, was curled at the end of my bed, his tiny paws tucked under his chin, twitching his whiskers in his sleep, as if he was dreaming of chasing butterflies. I wiggled my toes under the covers, and Whiskers stretched out long and slow, letting out a tiny mew that made me smile. I reached out to pat his soft fur, feeling the gentle rumble of his purrs, a sound that always made me feel happy and calm. Outside, the birds sang their cheerful morning songs, filling the air with music and making the world feel full of possibilities and hope. Whiskers hopped off the bed, landing softly on the floor and nudged me with his head, his way of saying it was time to start our day together. We peeked out the window, gazing at the bright flowers blooming in the garden and a bluebird singing sweetly on the fence, its feathers shining in the sunlight. Whiskers watched the bird intently, his tail swishing back and forth with curiosity and excitement, as if he was planning a secret adventure. I giggled at his serious face. We were a team, ready for whatever adventures the day might bring. My tummy rumbled, reminding me it was breakfast time. Whiskers looked up at me with big, hopeful eyes, and I knew he was hungry too, waiting for our morning routine. Today felt special, like a day for something extra yummy. Whiskers meowed in agreement, his tail flicking with excitement. We decided together, let's make something wonderful for breakfast, something that would make this sunny morning even brighter. Off to the kitchen we went, side by side, ready for a delicious start to our day, and maybe even a little mischief. The sun, Whiskers and I, what could be better than sharing a morning like this, full of light and laughter? A perfect morning was just beginning with endless possibilities waiting for us. I smiled, my heart full of excitement and hope for what was next, ready to see what surprises the day would bring. Our adventure had just begun, and with Whiskers by my side, I knew it would be a day to remember. Whiskers led the way to the kitchen, tail high like a flag, as if he already knew exactly what we should make for breakfast. The kitchen was bright and full of morning smells, sunlight streaming through the window making everything feel warm and inviting. I opened the pantry searching for the perfect breakfast, my mind racing with possibilities, cereal, toast, maybe even pancakes. Then I spotted it, the shiny red waffle maker on the top shelf. It almost seemed to sparkle in the morning light, waiting to be used. Waffles? I asked Whiskers, hoping he'd agree. He meowed. Yes, it was settled. I grabbed a stool and gathered flour, sugar, eggs, milk, and butter, stacking them carefully on the counter so nothing would fall. Whiskers sat nearby, my official supervisor, his eyes following my every move as if he was making sure I did everything just right. I mixed the ingredients in a big yellow bowl, careful and focused, making sure there were no lumps and everything was blended perfectly. Whiskers sniffed the flour, getting a white, powdery nose. I laughed and wiped it off, and he blinked at me, looking both surprised and proud. I cracked eggs, poured milk, and stirred the batter until it was smooth and creamy, just the way waffles should be. Whiskers watched, head tilting as the spoon went round and round, his whiskers twitching with curiosity at every swirl. We were a real team, making breakfast together, each of us playing our part in this morning adventure. The kitchen filled with the promise of something delicious, the air growing sweeter with every passing minute. I felt proud. This was going to be the best breakfast ever, and I couldn't wait to taste the first bite. Whiskers purred, ready for the next step, his tail curling around my leg as if to say, let's keep going. Our special morning was getting even better, filled with laughter, teamwork, and the excitement of making something together. Waffles were definitely the right choice. The sizzle and steam from the waffle maker made my mouth water in anticipation. We were ready for a little magic, a breakfast adventure with my best friend by my side. As I stirred, I noticed a jar of star-shaped sprinkles on the shelf. Should we add some magic? I whispered. Whiskers purred. Yes, I sprinkled a few stars into the batter. Suddenly the bowl glowed with golden light. The batter swirled on its own, filling the air with the scent of vanilla and sunshine. Whiskers' eyes widened in wonder. The sprinkles danced like tiny points of light, a little galaxy in our bowl. I poured the glowing batter into the red waffle maker. It sizzled and began to hum a cheerful tune. Whiskers and I grinned at each other. We were making magical musical waffles. This was no ordinary breakfast. Our adventure was getting more magical by the minute. The waffle maker's green light blinked. Our magical waffle was ready. I opened the lid, but the giant fluffy waffle was stuck. I tried a fork, but it wouldn't budge. Whiskers nudged the spatula drawer, giving me a clever look. Of course, we needed a spatula. I slid the spatula under the waffle, being extra gentle. Whiskers meowed encouragement. With a careful lift, the waffle came free. Hooray! I placed it on a plate, golden and star-dusted. We solved the problem together, just like a team. Whiskers purred, proud of our teamwork. The kitchen smelled amazing. Teamwork really does make everything better. I carefully set the magical waffle on the table, its golden surface still glowing softly in the gentle morning light. The whole kitchen felt warm and cozy, as if the day itself was giving us a hug. I added a handful of bright, juicy strawberries and a slow, sweet drizzle of maple syrup, watching it glisten as it soaked into the fluffy waffle. Whiskers, my curious cat, got a tiny piece in his special bowl, and I took a big, excited bite of my own. The waffle was warm, perfectly fluffy, and tasted like pure happiness, like a hug you could eat. The star-shaped sprinkles on top gave every bite a sweet, magical crunch, making it feel like a celebration. Whiskers purred with delight as he nibbled his piece, his tail flicking with joy beside me. We'd made this breakfast together, side by side, with teamwork, laughter, and just a little bit of magic. Our simple morning had turned into a special adventure, filled with giggles and playful energy. Even the smallest plan can become magical when you share it with a friend, especially one as wonderful as Whiskers. The sun shone brightly outside, filling the kitchen with cheerful light, and my heart felt completely full. The best ingredients in any breakfast: teamwork, kindness, and sharing with those you love. Whiskers and I finished our breakfast, feeling happy, proud, and closer than ever. That was the best magic of all, a morning filled with love, laughter, and the joy of being together.